Welcome to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. Here's your host, Laura Lewis.
Hello and welcome to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. I'm your host, Laura Lewis. What is a marketplace? Well, the marketplace is your one-stop shop for the best vitamins and supplements on the planet. And best of all, you don't even have to leave your home to get them. And don't forget, you can also visit our website at thehealthandwellnessmarketplace.com to learn more about the show and our guests. Now, if you're a new mom or a dad of a newborn child, you don't want to miss a second of today's show. The most precious gifts that God can bless us with are our gifts of a new baby boy or girl. I remember when my children were infants, I did everything that I could to protect them, especially when it came to their health. Today we're going to be talking about protecting infants, particularly their wonderfully delicate skin. Richard Lentz from the Seagate Company joins me today. Richard, tell us about your newest product, Bye Bye Diaper Rash.
Well, thank you, Laura, for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
What we did was we discovered with some of the other topical products that we were making that they made the rashes go away. We were making sunburn rashes, athlete's foot rashes, fungal rashes, rashes from you name it, didn't matter, and we didn't care. People were calling us and emailing us, thanking us for the rashes disappearing. So I thought, one area that was ripe for attack was the baby lotions, because they're using, in fact, we brought, I don't know if the camera could come in close, I'll get in trouble for trademarks here.
Oh, okay.
But we went in, I went into a drugstore and found almost every product except for Vaseline petroleum jelly. Mm-hmm. Everything else that was being applied to babies was basically a clone of one another. Zinc oxide is the active ingredient. Mm-hmm. Just reformulated under different boxes and packaging. I thought, well, if this is working so well on adults with rashes, let's try it with some babies, because if we can get out there with a natural product for babies, especially now that we're in the 21st century, maybe mothers are tired of putting chemicals on their baby skin and applying it the way they did when we were young, when they would take the goop and the Vaseline and put it on the...
Slather it. Mm-hmm.
And have to touch the diaper. So this was my own invention. I was trying to think of a way to improve, just build a better mousetrap and not use chemicals in the mousetrap. Mm-hmm. So we came up with a similar formulation to our smooth skin using natural coconut oil, omega-3s from shark liver oil, olive oil, and vitamin E, and combining it with a couple of homeopathic ingredients so that we can actually have it listed as a homeopathic remedy, and put it in a spray bottle, which you don't even have to touch the baby to apply. You just
spray it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it goes right on, and it's very economical.
It smells good too. Now, the Journal of Therapeutic Dermatology reported, let's take a look at the graphic here. Diaper dermatitis, or diaper rash, is one of the most common skin disorders in infants. A gentle cleansing routine, frequent diaper changes, and a thick barrier cream helped control this condition.
Yeah, and I was reading this article because I'm trying to understand, now that we're making rash remedies, what is the origin of rashes, what helps rashes, why are they using this? Mm-hmm. And this was showing you that their theory was you got to protect, as if you put saran wrap on your baby, a thick barrier cream to keep the stuff, the urine, the uric acid from going further into the skin. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought, and this is coming from the fish meal industry. I worked for 8 years building fish meal plants in Mexico and the U.S. and running them. And one of our major buyers of fish oil was the canned paint industry that was using it for rust protectant.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is kind of an odd way to get to a diaper rash product.
Right, exactly. Especially for a fisherman to get to a diaper rash product, but that's another story. Okay.
But what I knew was fish oil was the best coating to put on rusty metal, mm-hmm. and that you could paint right over the fish oil. So what they were doing was these cans of paint were just painting over the existing rust, because Americans are lazy. They aren't going to get a wire brush and scrape away the rust out of their metal.
Right.
Now I thought, well, if that could protect rusty metal from further oxidation, wonder if that would be a great barrier rather than putting on a thick cream. And mm-hmm. sure enough, I think that's what it was doing, was the fish oil was helping to create the barrier, and the coconut oil and the olive oil, and the coconut oil were antimicrobials, which were protecting it from further for further bacterial infection, and the vitamin E was a great antioxidant.
Okay, and so that's what makes your products different than all of those other creams here, is the actual components you're using. They're natural, and the composition of yours. Plus, yours smells great, too, definitely.
Well, also, we're making a product that's completely edible. If the baby happened to reach down and grab some of that zinc oxide and put it in its mouth, just like it grabs everything else, it's going to be eating a chemical. This one, they would just be getting a not-so-good tasting dose of fish oil with coconut oil and olive oil and vitamin E. It would have no harmful effects besides the fact that it's helping protect the skin.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get back to this wonderful subject. I love it. I truly do. We'll be right back and talk more about all of these wonderful things about your baby and diaper rash. We'll be right back with Richard Lenz.
Hey, Martha. So how are ya? Have you heard?
Heard what?
Seagate just came out with an all-natural bye-bye diaper rash formula, a spray with omega-3s that is safe and effective for my little one.
You're right, Barbara. He looks much happier now.
This will work for your Leon, too. Buy Seagate products at your local health food store or contact us direct.
Welcome back to the Health and Wellness Marketplace. So bye-bye diaper rash.
How are you?
Well, that's normal for you because you were originally from Brooklyn. I told you I was originally upstate New York, but lost it a long time ago. But I heard it in your voice. But
Yeah.
Cute spot, really cute spot.
Yeah, my son Evan comes up with these ideas. I'm not creative enough to think of that as a marketing tool, to use a Brooklyn native voice to sell a diaper rash product.
Yeah, but it's perfect. Bye-bye diaper rash. Okay. Got to let that go for a second. Okay, babies can also have skin allergy conditions related to allergies, right, Richard?
Yeah, here's a study. We were looking for other reasons why a baby would have a rash besides urine. Although most diaper rashes represent a form of contact dermatitis in response to irritants in the diaper environment, other rashes may be the result of an allergen in the diaper. Most infants demonstrated allergic contact dermatitis in response to the various blue, pink, and green dyes in diapers. Topically administered corticosteroids are useful in the treatment regimen. The reason I brought that article, not just to show that there's another reason besides a wet, leaky diaper causing a rash, is look at what this University of Massachusetts Medical School is recommending. Corticosteroids for the treatment of diaper rash. Is that incredible?
Oh, yeah, why are steroids like that harmful to infants?
Well, I wouldn't put a steroid on, even on an adult. I mean, a topical steroid on a baby is going to get absorbed. A lot of people say, well, don't worry about it. We're just putting these topical products on the skin. But one of the best ways for chemicals to be absorbed into your body is right through the skin.
Right.
Anything that's going on the skin is going to go into that baby.
And I sit there and I think about those disposable diapers. I'm sorry, but I had that image. Okay, they brag about the gels and all that, but gosh, I mean, the way it was before with the fabric diapers, even though they might have been in pain, babies might have been better off without all those chemicals exposed to their skin. So, yeah, I think that probably what you have is a much better alternative for sure, especially for dealing with these disposable diapers. Now, Seagate has been producing topical skin treatment products for almost 5 years, but this is something new, using natural ingredients to help treat skin conditions in infants. First of all, what is the difference between oil remedies that you make and all these creams that are sold over the counter? Primarily, what is the difference?
Well, number one, we're making it as a convenience product, making it into a spray, and you can't spray a cream. Number two, these are chemically derived treatments. Originally, when I was looking at making some of our topical remedies, I was, just like everybody else, I didn't know very much about topical. So I thought, well, automatically make it into a cream. And I went to a cream manufacturer because I didn't know how to make a topical cream. And I found out that 80% of the ingredients that we were going to be allowed to have in the cream were going to be chosen by them to make the actual cream itself. Only 15 to 20% were going to be active ingredients. Everything else was going to be chemicals, chemical cream. So I thought, well, having an oil would allow me to have 100% of the ingredients would be useful ingredients rather than, a cream-based chemical. And then finally, these products are all pretty much clones of each other. They're just using zinc oxide, just like the zinc oxide that you would put on your nose for a sunburn protectant, and putting it on the babies for rash protectors.
Now, this product has olive oil in it as well. Is that correct? Does it have olive oil in it as well as all the others? Because you listed some, and there is in there?
Yeah, the ingredients are olive oil, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
Coconut oil, natural coconut oil.
Which I love, smells great, okay.
Vitamin E, the tocopherol, not the imitation vitamin E.
Tocopherol, okay.
And shark liver oil,
okay.
Which is in a small percentage. It's not going to leave the baby smelling like a can of sardines. It's going to smell like coconut.
No, this smells awesome. And what are some of the health benefits for infants to have olive oil on their skin?
Well, what I was looking for, at first, I had to find a way to cut the shark liver oil because it's thick. It's almost like syrup when you try to apply it, and if you put it on straight, it's not going to absorb into the skin. Plus, we were not able to completely control the smell. Now, this shark liver oil that we're using has gone through the same process that we do for our capsules. We've removed all the heavy metals and pesticides and PCBs. It's a long process, 3-day process in our plant. But what we learned when we were doing that is we were also deodorizing the shark liver oil. We were passing it through activated clays and saline solutions in order to get the heavy metals out, and that was also taking care of most of the smell. So the shark liver oil in there, when you cut it with olive oil, was helping it make it thin enough that it would absorb into the skin. But what we also found with the olive oil, not just for the purpose of cutting it into a thinner oil solution, was the olive oil was an extremely strong, just like olive leaf extract, antimicrobial oil. If that baby had a rash that was infected in any way, that would kill any bug that was on the skin.
Interesting, because I've seen olive oil soaps and olive oil lotions and creams, and now I know why it would be more beneficial to use those. We're going to take a quick break. Then we'll come back to continue our visit with Richard Lentz from Seagate. Welcome back. We're getting to the bottom of treating diaper rash. I had to say that.
We're being punished by you.
Okay, Richard, we're talking about bye-bye diaper rash and some of your creams and your sprays compared to these creams. And I just love it. I truly do. I'm a mom of 3 kids. Fortunately, they're not teeny-weeny anymore, but I sure would have loved to have this because I was using zinc-based products before. Now, talking about these products, are you involved in any testing of these in hospitals or laboratories?
Well, I wrote a study, but we're not the ones doing it. We actually are involved in a study at Sharp Hospital in San Diego. It's very informal, and that one's ongoing. Here's one that I brought along that was done by others.
Okay.
This topical treatment of olive oil was safe and well tolerated and demonstrated clinical and mycological benefits.
Mycological means?
Antifungal.
Antifungal, okay.
In the treatment of diaper dermatitis. Candida albicans was isolated initially from 4 patients, but from only 2 patients after treatment. So it actually got rid of Candida after the treatment for 2 of the patients. What I was trying to do is offer some support for the use of olive oil, and I found all sorts of articles, besides the fact that we're producing olive oil and using it in other products, and it's part of the antifungal, antibacterial olive tree. And here's studies that are actually being done proving what we were seeing applying it topically on babies and on people.
Yeah, and when talking about diaper rash, and this is something I've enlightened some of my friends about, the younger mothers around, about diaper rashes, that oftentimes they don't understand that it can be bacterial, but it can also be yeast, the little one-cell microorganisms, and you don't want to be throwing things on there that are going to contribute to its growth, or trying to block it because it's just going to exacerbate it. Is that correct? I mean, it'd be